The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
All right, everyone, get ready to trade those park maps and hiking boots for beach towels and sunscreen.
Because this week, we're diving headfirst into a side of Canada you probably haven't seen in the brochures.
Yeah, that's right. We're ditching the mountain vistas and cozy cabins, at least for now.
This time, we're chasing sunshine, sandy shores, and maybe even a few seashells.
On Canadian beaches. I know, it sounds a little crazy, right? But stay with us, folks, because we dug into some fascinating travel blogs, articles, and even a few maritime history books.
And let me tell you, Canada's coastline is hiding way more than just friendly moose and maple syrup.
Seriously, though, over 150,000 miles of coastline. That's like, what, driving around the entire planet 6 times?
And then some. It's actually the longest coastline of any country in the world. Which means, of course, it's not all frozen tundra and icebergs up there.
Thank goodness for that. So we're talking, what, variety is the name of the game here?
Mm-hmm.
You could find yourself on a totally different kind of beach from one province to the next.
Oh, absolutely. You want rugged cliffs pounded by Atlantic waves.
Sounds pretty epic.
Got those in spades? Or maybe you're picturing the Pacific coast, where those iconic evergreen forests basically meet the ocean at the tide line.
Okay, now that's the kind of dramatic scenery I can get behind. But I'm guessing each coast has its own personality, yeah. What makes them unique beyond just the landscape?
You hit the nail on the head. The Atlantic provinces, for example, they're steeped in maritime history. Think charming fishing villages, centuries-old lighthouses.
Okay, I'm already feeling calmer just imagining it.
Right. And then you've got those stories, right? Tales of pirates and shipwrecks, maybe even some whispers about buried treasure. It's the kind of place where you can practically smell the salt air and the fresh lobster dinner.
Sold. Pirates and lobster. Sign me up. But what about those of us who are, shall we say, more inclined towards the adventurous side of travel? What's the Pacific Coast got in store?
Adventure, you say? The Pacific Coast practically invented adventure. Imagine kayaking through hidden coves with waterfalls tumbling down around you, hiking trails that wind through ancient forests right to the edge of the world. Or at least it feels like it.
Okay, you're definitely speaking my language.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about surfing.
Ah, yes. I was just getting to that. We're talking world-class waves, especially up around Tofino. Surfers from all over flock there for the consistent swells and those iconic, misty Pacific views.
See, now even I've heard of Tofino. That's saying something. But let's get down to brass tacks here. Let's say I'm ready to swap out my snow boots for sandals and dig my toes into some Canadian sand. What are some must-sees? Maybe we start with the Atlantic side. I'm really digging the whole pirate vibe.
Excellent choice. You won't be disappointed. First up, you absolutely cannot miss the Bay of Fundy, home to the highest tides on the planet.
Wait, seriously? Highest tides, like, ever?
You heard that right. We're talking a difference of up to 50 feet between low and high tide.
50 feet, that's what, taller than a 4-story building? You're telling me the ocean just disappears?
Well, not exactly disappears, but at low tide, it recedes up to 1 kilometer, exposing all sorts of hidden treasures, sea glass, unique shells. It's a sight that has to be seen to be believed.
Okay, that's going straight to the top of my list. Nature's power on full display like that. Incredible. What else have we got on the East Coast? I'm also really curious about Prince Edward Island. I've heard something about red sand beaches. What's the deal with that?
Ah, Prince Edward Island, or PEI, as it's known to us Canucks. You're absolutely right about the red sand. It's actually thanks to the iron-rich sandstone cliffs eroding over millions of years.
So, wait, the sand is basically rust. That's kind of cool.
It really is. Especially stunning at sunset, by the way. The way that red sand shimmers, it's like something out of a dream. And speaking of dreams, for anyone thinking about swapping those snow boots for flip-flops,
Always a good idea.
a few tips from our research might come in handy. First off, while July and August are generally the warmest, don't rule out the shoulder seasons.
You mean like May, June, that kind of thing?
Exactly. You'll get more pleasant temperatures, fewer crowds.
And maybe even better deals on flights and whatnot, right?
You know it. Another tip, and this might sound counterintuitive for a beach trip, layers.
Wait, seriously. I'm picturing swim trunks and a t-shirt. What else would I possibly need?
Well, Canadian weather, even on the coast, can be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
1 minute you're basking in the sunshine, the next you've got a chilly breeze off the water.
Okay, good point. So layers it is. Anything else those travel brochures might not warn us about?
Don't forget your hiking boots. Seriously. Many of Canada's most beautiful and secluded beaches are only accessible by a bit of a trek.
Okay, Hiking to a hidden beach. Now that's an adventure I can get behind. It's like you said at the beginning, this is a side of Canada we rarely hear about. Do you have any other hidden gems you could let our listeners in on? Places even seasoned Canada travelers might not have on their radar.
Ooh, I do love a good hidden gem. On the West Coast, you've got Pacific Rim National Park Reserve. It's on Vancouver Island, and it's just, honestly, words don't do it justice. Picture this. Rugged coastline, ancient forests that stretch as far as the eye can see.
And beaches. There have to be benches.
Oh, are there ever? Secluded coves where you could wander for hours and feel like you have the whole place to yourself. Then on the East Coast, if you're up for something truly off the beaten path, check out the Magdalen Islands.
Okay, Magdalen Islands. Never even heard of them. What's the story there?
They're part of Quebec, but they're way out in the Gulf of St. Lawrence.
Okay, getting that remote vibe already.
And they're famous for these incredible sandstone cliffs. Over millennia, the wind and waves have carved them into these wild, almost otherworldly shapes.
All right, I'm sold. Ancient forests, sandstone sculptures, secluded beaches. It's official, folks. Add Canadian beach bum to the bucket list. Who knew, right?
Right. And the best part is, we've only just scratched the surface. With that much coastline, there are endless possibilities just waiting to be discovered.
So to all our listeners out there, what kind of Canadian beach adventure will you choose? The rugged charm of the Atlantic or the wild beauty of the Pacific? Let us know. And hey, maybe we'll see you out there on the sand somewhere, enjoying a different side of the Great White North. Until next time, happy travels.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.